couldn't do it.
The girl that won everything last year, I mean, took top, didn't make finals.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I'll tell you, these kids that are in this are so impressive. I mean, our kids are impressive, and I'm impressed being around all the other kids. I was around some that made me feel like a complete moron. I mean,
kind of like you feel when Chad Hardy's in the room?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you mean as in filling him, you mean filling a moron?
No. Oh, well, that's off the record, though, dude. What happens behind Rangel stays behind Rangel.
That's right. What happens when we off air stays off air.
Yeah,
but I mean, they were having a conversation, and I'm like,
my phone was ringing, and they're calling me. I'm not excited about anything.
you know, my sexy ass in here.
That's
charging you.
So we noticed at about 7:58, your monitor just went to hell.
Yeah.
That's because Big Daddy walked in. It might be when William walked in.
It went crazy yesterday when I was talking to the psychiatrist at the VA. I was actually on the phone with them at the same time because they're like, you need to get checked. I'm like, no.
Crap, that's a lot of conservative children.
That's when I tell my psychiatrist, you better check yourself.
There's a lot of Republicans in that room.
God damn.
I mean,
Is that at the
that's the
Falcon Stadium?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We had it half full.
I'm not even allowed to go in that stadium. They got to check my credit before I go in there.
But that's another reason. You got 17 kids from Ballinger, and
yeah.
Go ahead, brother. You can have that chair because you're.
All right, so we are on Facebook Live. Just so you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just make sure
you don't say anything about anybody you don't want them to know.
And this is
he's a professional at this point. He knows.
This is FC Steve because he
will
dropped
say
an F-bomb on the radio one day.
Twice,
yeah.
He did one and the other. Like I have to ask him.
How long ago?
Not very.
I have to ask him to speak into the mic most of the time. He's sitting in the other room, drops an F-bomb. It comes clear as day across that damn mic. I'm like, really?
Ain't my fault.
Yeah. I also mentioned I mentioned a professional actor by name that.
Oh, the porn guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about porn out here one
That's
day?
when it was porn,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you're talking about
Which
porn.
our ugly listeners love.
Yeah.
Well, somebody in here had said something. Said,
we were in here trying not to laugh.
and I'm in the other room, and I heard them say, "Oh," and just immediately my mouth said, drops it.
Because you wanted small size burritos.
And then, bam, everybody's calling in. I think you're wrong talking about that feller on the radio. I said, I think you know who he is, so you hush.
Yeah,
That's
how
just
you
called
do it.
banality, because that's all this is. It's banality.
Pretty laid back, man. You know, no big deal, dude. We'll jump in.
My kind of deal.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll talk a little bit. Especially coming off the show, right? Yeah. We'll talk a little bit, mess around. We'll actually spin your single.
Good.
And then we'll come back.
Because I can't sing that song this early. I can sing the other one.
It was that one we're out.
That was high. That was high.
So you can play whatever you want to, man.
Cool, man.
And no big deal. Whatever's in your range at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Bourbon Whiskey?
That's what I was going to do because that was easy to sing.
Dude, we'll do it. Doesn't sound like it. No, bullshit.
Well, it's down here, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's low.
I love it. He's like, that was easy to sing. I was like, yes, if you have talent. Like me, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Good, I've been talking about that. I've been talking about that song for 3 years.
It, but I had to put a grunge band on.
That was... Wasn't that the time I met you? Whenever
yeah,
did
that Singer Showcase.
The
Fresh
New
Faces.
Faces, man. And that was the night that I met Randy Rogers, and then he started managing me after that for about a year, and he's a dude that helped get my foot in the door with a lot of.
It's amazing.
It's nuts, man. My life changed after that night.
I was going to say, it's amazing. We need to talk about that because I want people to understand that's how quick it can just roll. You know, especially singing the song you did that they're going to hear.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you get up there and sang this traditional Texas country song.
No, yeah, it was. It was. I mean, I think it was definitely different than compared to everything else.
It was absolutely.
That old school.
So we'll have to talk, right?
Yeah,
We'll get you over here.
I'm going to head home to the farm so I can hear y'all. We have a music and film festival coming up.
It's 1400 AM on your radio dial.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Is it Jeff and Bill in the morning, 1400 AM, KRUN?
That's on the Facebook.
Okay.
That's on the Book of Faces.
I'm going to put it on my Alexa while I'm building that stage.
Where's the camera?
Camera is right.
Oh, there it is. Hello.
Yeah, so we got you. William Beckmann, everybody, hanging out with us.
Everybody?
Y'all give him a hand.
I hope I can hear him.
Yeah. We got about 30 seconds, and we'll jump on here. Yeah. Sorry to make you get up here, and I don't hate to rush you, man. We're really just chilling out.
It's been a minute since I've been doing these radio tours. It's awesome to get back to it.
Glad to have you back, or have you in it. Shoot. I know when Tammy was like, "You want William?" And I was like, "Yeah." Hell yeah, send them all. Because we love it. It helps us a lot. People get tired of us anyway. Hey, I'll be sure to share the video if you guys haven't done so yet. We're fixing to have some live music on a Thursday. And quite appropriately, he's going to play Bourbon Whiskey, which just kind of works out.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is 9:32 in the a.m. hanging out with Jeff and Bill in the morning. Actually, Bill's gone. We brought in Steve to replace him. FC Steve hanging out with us, representing Ballinger Printing and Graphics, dude. Welcome to the machine, everybody. This segment is being brought to you by Staff Management, working hand in hand with a partnership with Buddy's Plant Plus, bringing in people from temp to hire. They don't want you to just have a job and a paycheck. They want you to have a career. And they're paying you $15 an hour starting. And after the first week, you're eligible for insurance and you're eligible for days off. You will also receive a fuel bonus of $250 for the first 3 months you work there. Steve, what's that math equate out to?
Say that again?
$250 across 3 months. Let's go, brother.
That's,
basic algebra.
That's almost $750.
That's right there at it. You know, they're going to pay you that just for showing up every day and doing your job and doing it right. Also, these folks have an office on site, so if you have any issues, you have any recommendations, whatever it might be, go talk to them, and they'll put you in front of the right people. And if you do get hired, they also put you on an app. And that app allows you to check your hours and your time off and all that good stuff. If you use that app, your name gets thrown into a hat, and they have random drawings for upwards of $1,000 of money. Straight up, $1,000
Real
of money. Real money. Yeah, none of that fake stuff that's been printing the last 2 years.
So none of that.
Real money.
They're giving you greenback dollars?
That's it. No crypto, no none of that. It is straight up bills.
I would like all mine in Dogecoin, please.
Yeah, right. All right, so there you go. Go check them out. You can go apply at apply.smjobs.com, or you just go up to Buddy's Plant Plus. Walk-ins are welcome. Like I said, man, they care about you. They're deep in this community, and they're proud sponsors of the Jeff and Bill in the Morning Show. They're also sponsoring our graduation program, which will be coming up at the end of May. And they dove feet first into the Reynolds County Film Festival as well. So they are deep in the community, and we are just happy to have them with us at Staff Management out there at Buddy's Plant Plus. So we're finally back, man. I'll tell you what, it take us a little bit of a break to get things in line, but we promised he'd be here, and he's here. Mr. William Beckmann is joining us. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Dude, man, good to see you. It's been about 3 years or so since we last talked.
Oh, it is good to see you.
Last time we talked, I had beer involved. I don't know what you were up to.
I'm pretty sure I was right there with you.
Yeah, so I'm surprised we remember our conversation at all. But, man, glad to have you. Been wanting to get you in studio for a while yet. You've been a bit busy.
Been a bit busy, you know. Been cooped up, too. A little thing called COVID. I don't know if you heard about it.
No,
but,
not really.
It took a little bit of time out of everybody.
It did, man. And we always talk about that. And we're all in the COVID hangover conversation point where we go, man, it was great until it was... How crazy is it to like start running on this, this upper echelon? You're starting to see it. You're starting to actually get close to where you want to be, or at least start where you want to be, and then boom, you got to sit down for 2 years.
Man, it broke my heart, dude.
I know.
I mean, it was really tough, and yeah, I think the time off at the very beginning was kind of needed.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I mean, I think everybody was getting stir crazy. Especially as singers, man, and we're used to traveling and playing for people and meeting new people and shaking hands,
Yeah,
and
doing
all
all
of a
that.
sudden you couldn't do it. So I'm glad to be finally out there working again and getting to play shows.
Yeah, no doubt. You're coming off a show you just did in Abilene.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
good time out there. And Abilene's always a good time.
Yeah.
Lots of good folks out there. So you still run around, and I always call it picking up some giggage.
Giggage.
Picking up some giggage, you know what I'm saying? I watched Encino Man last night, so I kind of have that Pauly Shore thing going on right now. So, yeah, dude, again, though, you're out right here, you're promoting your latest single, Follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just how's that been going for you?
It's been going great, man. And actually, the record that song will be a part of is coming out on Friday. So it's a 7-song EP. Follow's going to be on there. Bourbon Whiskey will be on there.
Have we not? So we haven't got a record yet with Bourbon Whiskey.
No. This whole coming out of COVID, I decided to just kind of put out a series of singles, and then now we're kind of consolidating all those singles. And there's a couple new songs that nobody's heard. And we're gonna put it out, and it'll be out on Friday. So
that's pretty awesome.
Check it out. It's called Faded Memories. Is the name of the EP.
Faded Memories. I'll tell you, that was also one of those additional ideas that came with COVID was readjusting of your strategery.
Yeah.
Trying to figure, okay, we're going to do this. Oh, okay, we can't do this. you know, we're gonna sit back. And did you find any creative outlets or anything changed creatively, or I guess just more time?
I think so, man.
Yeah.
One thing that I noticed is I think less is more for people, especially with social media and stuff like TikTok. I mean, I think it's sometimes better to just put one song out, and then tell your fans, hey, everybody got a new song, check it out.
Yeah.
And then they can do that, and then a couple months pass, and then you put out another song. That was my whole plan throughout COVID and leading up to this record, was just kind of giving people little snippets of songs, and,
right.
and then now putting it all together and packaging it nice, and printing CDs.
But that's also fun in itself, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting, now you finally got that point where you're releasing this EP,
right,
after so many years now of working on it.
Well, this EP was supposed to come out at the very beginning of COVID. That's
right.
why we're barely getting around to putting it out now, so that we can go out there and
did you make
promote it and tour it.
Did you make any changes at all? Like, did the time make you sit back and listen and go, I want to change that?
Not really. I
Yeah.
tried not to overthink it or do anything like that. Not only that, the songs themselves I've had for a while. So we're working on a new record actually after this one of songs that are newer to me. But Bourbon Whiskey, you were there when I sang that song
Dude,
the first
I know.
night a couple of years ago.
And I tell you what, we'll play the single here in a bit, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit deeper about Bourbon Whiskey.
I'd love for you to play Bourbon too. You got Bourbon, right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Because I mean, it was a great moment, and it was one of those moments, y'all, that you felt it throughout the entire. You felt it for 2 nights, to be honest with you. So and we'll talk about that, and because I just before you gonna play it for us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him play. I always make him. Poor guy's coming off a gig, late at night and everything. I'm like, what can we sing? He's like, well, nothing like up here.
Yeah, we
in the
got
higher
nothing
levels.
too high. We got to warm up to those.
Yeah, and I felt it appropriate. I was trying to fangirl too much there, Steve.
Yeah.
Like, they got Bourbon Whiskey. So excited about it.
Yeah.
But he's, it's a little lower level
Yeah.
stuff in regards to the voice. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's play Follow.
Okay.
This is your latest single to
Yes.
radio. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about the process and what's behind Follow.
Cool.
And then we'll play some live music on a Thursday.
Awesome.
William
Awesome.
Beckmann hanging out with us in studio. Here's his latest radio single, Follow. Do I have to call it a radio single? That's the first time I've ever used that term, radio single, talking to somebody. Like, this is his radio single. It's just a single.
This mic will pick up the guitar pretty well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it picks it up pretty good. It's funny because you have to talk directly into it, but it'll pick the hell out of anything else like within 30 feet of it.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
We just one of them deals with our mics. That's just an AM radio station. What's your website, bud?
WilliamBeckman.com. William Beckman, 2 N's.
Oh, I need to turn this up.
They got an app for everything these days.
Yeah. When you're tuning earlier, I was like, oh, he's doing that by ear.
No, if I did it by ear, you'd definitely figure it out. Once I started playing, it'd be all wonky.
I can't do that.
Did you sing Bourbon Whiskey, the second song, right? Is that the second song?
For the new faces, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's because I keep harping on it, but it was just so different than what you dropped on the first one.
Right.
And then you just roll into this one, which just shows this just awesome range.
Well, that's the thing. I sang that song. I sang my first single ever was a song called "I Want to See You."
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember
that was
what
kind
it
of more
was.
like a '90s kind. We were trying to go for like a Radley Foster. He's
Yeah.
a very big mentor of mine too, but it had that '90s kind of prime country feel
Yeah.
to it. And then I had this other song, and I played that one, and the crowd freaked out over that song so much more than the single itself. I was like, well, I got to sing that song tomorrow because that's
Yeah.
the one everybody wants to hear. And Jerry McDowell was my radio promoter at the time. I called her up and said, hey, I think I need to sing the other song, but I'm telling you this because I don't want you to get mad that I wasn't pushing the show. No, so you do whatever the people want. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, that's
fine.
it. 15 seconds. Here we go. Follow. Latest single about William Beckmann. He's hanging out with us in studio, man. Let's talk about Follow a little bit, man. It's a good upbeat song for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so how did we come about with that?
Well, that is a song that was written by Mr. Eric Pasley, who I'm a very, very big fan of. And they pitched that song to me, and I thought it was so good. It was actually a lot different, the demo for it. It sounded almost like a reggae song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very tropical and beachy.
You think I'm totally into this?
Yeah, and well, you know, I thought it was so catchy, and I love kind of more slower songs and mid-tempo songs and stuff. So some of those faster tempos are a little bit difficult for me to write. So when they pitched that to me, I loved it so much, and I knew we had to get in the studio and cut it. Yeah. So that's how that song came into my life. But I love it, and it's such a feel-good song, and happy, and just kind of talks about missing somebody when they're far away, and
right.
having them know that you're always with them.
And so, you know, we kind of want to talk about, obviously, you know, the hour belongs to Bourbon Whiskey again, but we want to talk about your first single, and just because the difference between your
right.
singles, and I just wanted to speak to the range that you have, because you can go and kind of explain your first single all the way down to Bourbon Whiskey and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. So my first single was off of an EP called Outskirts of Town, and that was called I Want to See You Tonight. And when I recorded that song, we were trying to go for like a '90s thing,
sure,
like Clint Black, Radney Foster.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I love that kind of music,
yeah.
but that's what I was shooting for, and it was great. But I also, I'm like a chameleon. I love all kinds of music, and I'll take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and try to implement it into my own music, and that's where you can see my influences. But yeah, I love old school country. And even a lot of stuff that's modern right now coming out. I'm a big fan of. But I'm just a big music freak. I love listening and trying to learn and grow.
3 years ago, myself and Landy, we were up in Dallas, and we were at the Fresh Faces with T3R Awards, and they have a show beforehand. It's a Fresh Faces show. And then they have the awards show. Well, the person, it's like not a song swap necessarily, but they line 4 or 5 people, acts, young acts, which they nominate or they pick up. So it's, and you get up there and you sing, and the audience votes on who they want to perform at the awards. So you have to understand, this is, for a young man who's got one single out at that point, brand new, and it's a big deal no matter who wins that, and because you get to go stand out there in front of your peers, your industry, guys like myself who don't matter,
everybody in radio,
everybody.
Right?
I don't know how many thousands of people were in attendance at the awards, but quite a bit, and you got to sing these songs, and you let off with your radio single at the time,
right?
And then which is good. It's a great song. It did good by you.
Yeah.
And it had a great following. And then you come back around, and you had to be there to witness this. And I've told the story a lot, just because we talk in general about music today, and you have to understand, because when you stood up there, bud, we didn't anticipate what was going to come out during Bourbon Whiskey.
A lot of people don't.
They don't.
For the listeners who've never seen me or met me, I'm 26 years old, and I look like I'm fresh out of high school.
He does, all day long.
Because I'm surprised that you were 26 years old at all.
Yeah.
Yes,
so it's a little bit of it's a little bit confusing, I think, at first for people, which is kind of funny. I think the shock value is something that.
Well, that was it. We're sitting there. You're like, William Beckmann. You're just kind of drinking a beer, talking and conversating with people, and then he starts to sing. And I swear to everything I know, like whoever wasn't looking at the stage at that point in time stopped. Like the conversations that were going on in the background stopped, and everybody just kind of turned. And at that point, you knew hands down what it was. Well, that's one thing. He wanted the chance to play at the show. And you're like, okay, that's cool. And then he goes to the show, and again, this is the dressed up. Everybody's dressed up, and it's a big deal. The Fresh Faces, jeans and T-shirt, and drinking cold beer and having a good time, yada yada. It's a bar atmosphere. You go to the award show. Well, it's an award show like you see it on TV. And we're sitting there, and I'm like, this is going to happen. And I'm all excited because I know what's going to happen. I'm like, he's fixing to sing it. And people who did not hear it
the night before, they were there.
Started playing, dude. And I don't know if you got like a standing O, but I'm pretty damn sure you might have. If not, you got like majority standing O. And that's because a lot of folks didn't want to get back up because their stuff was tight because we were all dressed up.
Right.
You know, like I'm stuck in my position.
Well,
yeah. Anyway.
One of the craziest things about that night, about that performance, was Randy Travis was sitting there side stage, and I didn't really realize that he was there till right before I went on. And I was like, oh no.
Great, Mike.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Only you know, one of the best to ever do it is sitting there side stage. And he saw my whole thing. And when I stepped off stage, he shook my hand. And his wife told me that you know, I did a good job or whatever. And it was just one of those things that I could see. I could see in his eyes that I had his approval and that he was genuine.
Yeah, how cool is that?
How did that feel?
Incredible. One of the something I'll never forget for the rest of my life. But yeah, that was the night that kind of changed my life, because I met Randy Rogers too that night, and Wade Bowen and Fowler and all those guys too, and they let me hang out and drink beer on the bus.
Dude, I mean, how cool is that too, right? And then to know that you're a peer. Like, you know, if I do that, like, you know, we had Fowler here in town and we drank some beer on his bus after the show. Well, I'm just a dude putting a concert on and playing music, or spinning music, but you're a peer with these guys.
I was a fan then, and then I became a peer. But it was one of those situations where you kind of a little starstruck at the beginning, and you kind of have to talk yourself down, and then be cool. And I was up there drinking beer with the guys, and now they're all really good. They look at me like a little brother, and I think it's awesome to have those guys that you can lean on. And
they did check his ID though.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, so, but I mean, we talk all the time about moments in life, whatever it might be. Everybody has like this moment. I mean, and you're young still yet. You're going to have multiples of these anyway. But this was, like you mentioned, probably your first big moment.
Yes, that was. Well, you know, it was tough getting into music, quite honestly. I mean, I went to college, and I lived in Nashville. I graduated from Belmont University, so not a lot of people know that I was already up in Nashville going to college, which is why it seems like I came out of nowhere, because I wasn't really in the Texas circuit. I wasn't playing a lot of gigs, doing that stuff. I didn't have anything on the radio. I was up there trying to figure things out, and then when things weren't really kind of working out, I told myself I had a job, a bartending job, you know, trying to write the best songs I could, and then I called my folks and said, you know what, I think I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to spend 3 months, just three, trying to, because my parents were worried sick about me, you know, trying to figure out what I want, and they, of course, they never wanted me to give up on anything, but I told them 3 months is what I need to go around Texas and tour, and I took whatever little $100 or $200 gig I could get, you know, and after that award show was the 3rd month. It was at the end of
it
was March. It was like I told him, I said, I need January, February, and March, you know, and after that I'll go back to Nashville and I'll get some corporate job or figure it out or whatever. And Randy's the one that he said, no, you're not doing that. You're going to do this for the rest of your life.
Sometimes it's all about timing.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. You know, I mean, you're end of your deadline that you personally set, and then here you are. Now look at you. You're at your pinnacle on Jeff and Bill in the morning. You know, you made it to the AM radio station in the Cotton Patch in West Texas, brother. Nowhere to go but just either plateau or down. So be careful. It's going to be rough.
I can't thank y'all for having me.
Well, we love having you guys on. Again, I've been a big fan since that day. You know, and it was just a great opportunity to watch, you know, that, and then watch it grow in the underswell, because that was, everybody talked about it the day after, before the show. Just the conversation amongst the people, you know. So it was a great opportunity, and I'm glad to see you though following up with these singles that still maintain that level you've achieved.
Thank you.
You know, and what you have with Follow. Big fan of that song, and I know it's going to do well for you, and I'm hoping you just keep going that direction. Of course, you mentioned that this coming Friday, which is tomorrow. Actually, I don't even know what day it is. The 29th, you're dropping the EP that will have that first this single Follow on it, and then of course Bourbon Whiskey.
Bourbon Whiskey and another song called In the Dark, which I'm very proud of. It's going to be a really cool collection of songs. I hope people check it out and enjoy it, because it was an awesome experience getting to make it.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, we've inundated the entire show with Bourbon Whiskey, so let's go ahead and get the folks at home. Let them hear exactly what we're talking about.
It's a traditional country song I wrote a while back. It's called Bourbon Whiskey. Well, you said it's over, Our love is dead and gone. I don't know where it went wrong. Honey, I won't complain if you decide to leave. So go on, walk out that door, and don't worry about me. I will be drinking bourbon whiskey all night long with my friends to keep me company. And darling, you won't be on my mind at all, because I'll be busy drinking bourbon whiskey. Pack your belongings, pack 'em up, and go back to Cleveland. Forget about me and enjoy your freedom. Just don't call me to say you're sorry and you miss me, because I won't listen. I'll be drunk off bourbon whiskey. I will be drinking bourbon whiskey all night long with my friends to keep me company. Darling, you won't be on my mind at all, because I'll be busy drinking bourbon whiskey. Whiskey all night long with my friends to keep me company. And darling, you won't be on my mind at all, because I'll be busy drinking bourbon whiskey. I'll be busy drinking bourbon whiskey.
There you go, William Beckmann hanging out with us in studio. Get in your time machine and head back to KRUN 1954.
Right.
Yeah. That one. That's what came out the airways on this little station back in the day.
It reminds me of a Jim Reeves type.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm listening to the song and just trying to process it, going.
Now, do you understand the confusion when the song came out to me?
Right.
You know,
They're like, why is there a 6-year-old singing like this?
Yeah. So good, though. So talented. Man, William Beckmann, everybody, you'll need to check him out at williambeckman.com. That's where you can find all the information, merchandise, touring, tour dates, any album releases.
We got a lot of tour dates coming out.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, and it's got to be great to get back on the road. You going full band? Or
Full band. Well, there's a couple acoustic shows, but
sure,
the majority of it's full band.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah, no, we could be more stoked. I mean, it's like I said, it was a long break, mandatory break, but
right,
we're happy to be out there, and getting back to it.
If you like what you heard with Follow and, of course, Bourbon Whiskey that you just heard, you like those, you're going to find them on his latest EP, which is dropping tomorrow. And the name of the EP is?
Faded Memories.
Faded Memories, William Beckmann. Check him out, William Beckmann. That's 2 N's at the end of his name, WilliamBeckmann.com. Also find him on all Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all that good stuff, right?
Everywhere. And social media, too. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. I got a lot of TikTok videos if anybody's into that. A lot of funny stuff on there.
Well,
I would look that up.
Yeah. He's a resident TikToker right there, man. I don't know. Looking at myself, I can't do it.
I know. I got to put my phone in the other room when I go to bed because I won't go to bed until like 2 or 3 in the morning if my phone's next to me because I'm just TikToking.
just be TikToking.
You have no idea how much time you spend on it until you look at the clock.
Hey, when you go check this guy out, make sure you also subscribe to all of the platforms. That way, whenever a new single drops or something happens, you get the update. Get the little notification that comes through and let you know that somebody you're following, Mr. William Beckmann here, is doing something brand new. So make sure you do that. Again, William Beckmann with 2 N's at the end of his name.com. Man, dude, thank you so much for coming hang out with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I do, of course. All right, there you go. His latest radio single is Follow. You can find that everywhere. Of course, you can call in here and request it here as well. And be sure to go to his show when he comes in the area because, we're all, need the extra help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Music.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff coming out of him. All right, y'all, it is 9:58. Hey, that's going to do it today for us. Listen, the Jeff and Bill, the Morning Show will be live for the next couple of days. We're going to bring you live updates from the Roanoke County Film Festival. We'll be out there all day. So anticipate about 8 a.m. we'll start checking in every so often, get some people interviewing. Remember, that's 2 days of live music and movies for everybody who enjoys that kind of stuff and the culture that kind of surrounds them both. We'll have a couple of panels going on about how, the economic impact of filming movies in the area, how we film movies, how you be in movies, what writers, directors, producers are actually looking for when they make movies. So we'll have these panels up there. We'll have live music starting at 6 p.m. Friday night with the Jeff Jacobs Band. Full band, outdoor concert, cost you nothing. So make sure you come on out to that. And then, of course, on Saturday at noon, kick things off with the Moondogs, followed by Christopher Wright, and then another performance by Dale Phillips. And then, of course, we have our VIP rap party with full band Ragland at 7 o'clock. Still tickets available for that. If you want some tickets, come see us at the film festival. Maybe we'll hook you up. All right, thanks for hanging out with us. That is going to do it for us. Again, this segment being brought to you by Staff and Management, working with a partnership with Buddy's Plant Plus. $15 an hour they're starting you out at, plus you get insurance after a week, paid time off after a week, and then they'll give you that $250 fuel bonus. Great people out that way. We will see y'all on Monday here in the studio. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe.
Be good humans.
All right, there we go. Facebook. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Hey, share the video. Get the word out about this young man. And that's it. We'll see y'all.
Thank y'all.
We'll hear from us tomorrow, but we'll see y'all Monday for sure.
Thank y'all.
Dude, man.